I'm Meggie Kay, and I haven't actually posted a video in like 2 months. Almost 2 months? Maybe by the time I edit this, it'll be like 2 months. But, yeah, so why? What's been happening? The last video I was like, oh, I'm about to get on a plane and move to Japan. So yes, I am now in Japan. When I arrived in Japan, I had like 2 days in Tokyo for orientation, which I tried to film a little bit. I don't know if there's enough footage to actually make a video, and I can make like a Tokyo orientation video. Maybe if people are interested, I will like try and put that together, but really most of Tokyo orientation was sitting in a room trying not to fall asleep due to jet lag. So I don't know if there's enough footage to actually make a video about it, but yeah. So that was like 2 days, it was a little hotel bubble, whatever. Then after that I came to my little town here in the middle of nowhere, Japan. And yeah, you would think that, you know, 2 months here, I would be like settled in, I would have a flow, I would know what's happening. I am so far from being settled in right now. The thing about JET, and if you come to Japan through the JET program, you are working from day one. That plane ride is you working, basically. And so the first day I was in my little town, I was at the BOE kind of doing some paperwork, and they got me, helped me set up a phone so I could put a phone number on this paperwork. Also, if I have a problem, I have some form of communication, I can contact someone. But the day after that was a Friday, and I was in school. Full day in school, lots of work, editing, student speeches, like entire day, filled up, solid work. So I really didn't have like a settling in period, or, you know, kind of just like adjusting period. That doesn't exist. And I was actually living out of my suitcases for about 2 weeks because I didn't have enough time to like actually unpack and organize stuff, because my predecessor left me a bunch of stuff, so I didn't know where I could put my things, and I basically had to go through the entire apartment before I could figure out where I can like put my stuff. So I was living out of my suitcases for 2 weeks, which was fun, and thankfully at that point there was a public holiday, and then I had the Friday as a holiday because all the schools are closed, so work was like, your holiday. I'm like, oh, okay. They kind of just decided that for me. It wasn't like, oh yeah, can I take a holiday this day? They're like, your holiday. So in hindsight, it's a good thing that happened, because I spent those 2 days doing cleaning from morning till night. I like stayed in my apartment. That's all I did was like go through everything, organize stuff, unpack, and finally I wasn't living out of suitcases. But with that being said, I now have a bunch of stuff to get rid of, because like I said, my predecessor left me a bunch of stuff I don't need. I found magazines from like 2012, and I'm pretty sure that was before she arrived, so they've just been sitting here. And I'm the kind of person who can't have extra stuff just like hanging around, especially since my apartment is very, very small. I have a small 1-room apartment with no closets, no storage space, so every shelf, and like the fact that my room is like lined with stuff like this, my dresser. I haven't had a dresser since high school. I didn't know what people use these for anymore, but not having a closet or any kind of built-in storage in the apartment, this is the sides of my wall. Every square inch of wall space has like cupboards or storage or something, because it's a very small apartment, and to have extra stuff just hanging around, I'm not cool with. I feel like my backpacking through New Zealand life taught me to not hold on to random crap I don't need. So basically the middle of my room is like a pile of stuff that I need to figure out how to throw away, because if you know a little bit about Japan, you know that garbage situation's complicated and they want it sorted and organized in certain ways, which would be cool if I could read Japanese and know how to sort it, because the closest thing to any kind of organizing and sorting chart I have found is in Japanese. Obviously, not really an issue, I expect that, but there's like no pictures or diagrams to help. It's just all like kanji, and that's the thing, is that I don't know this, and I don't even know what half the stuff I'm trying to get rid of is to know how to sort it. So I have like a pile of stuff in the middle of the room that I need to figure out how to throw away, which also leads me to the second problem, and the second reason why I'm totally not settled in yet is the fact that like I don't have a table of any kind in my entire apartment yet. I don't have it. It doesn't exist. And the only spot in my apartment that could physically hold a table is piled up with the stuff I need to figure out how to get rid of. Therefore, I've been pushing off getting a table, but I think I'm caving, and like this weekend I'm gonna buy a table. I made huge strides last weekend with getting rid of stuff. So I think this weekend I'm gonna actually buy a table. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy a table, and I'm gonna buy some new curtains, because the curtains that are up here are really, really gross, as in ugly. They're like minty green and yellowish and ugly. They look like something my grandmother would have in like a grandmothery kind of curtains. I want those gone. I'm gonna get some nice black curtains, and I'm gonna get a table, and maybe after that I can get rid of the rest of the garbage I'm trying to get rid of, and I can start to feel at home, and I can start to feel settled in. Another reason why I have been gone for a while is basically I didn't have internet, which was also another reason why I feel like it felt so long to feel settled in, because I didn't have an internet, and I also didn't have a car until the very end of August. So basically that first month I didn't have internet, I didn't have a car, and I was just like, I was very isolated and very disconnected from everything, which for me is very difficult to deal with. I'm the kind of person that likes to be connected. So once I got a car, things improved mildly, and the first thing I did with the car in Japan was to drive to the next city over to go to a McDonald's so I could use the Wi-Fi. And it wasn't like to use Wi-Fi as in like, oh, I'm gonna catch up on YouTube and whatever. I went to McDonald's to use the Wi-Fi to download photos and stuff for school, for lessons. And so it's not even like, oh yeah, I'll go to McDonald's and I'll use the internet and it'll be cool and chill. No, it was solid work. And I felt bad because I was sitting there for like 2 hours and just using the Wi-Fi. P.S. I hate driving in Japan. This is the thing, is that like I hated driving in Canada. I'm not a fan of driving. I've always hated it. I've always had very high anxiety and very high stress about driving, and there's only been 1 year of my entire life where I had to drive on a regular basis. So driving again in Japan is not something I enjoy. First of all, with driving in Japan, I'm starting to get used to driving on the other side of the road. It still feels a little awkward sometimes, but I finally stopped accidentally turning on my wipers instead of my signal. The thing that I really hate about Japan and driving is that there are tiny little roads in Japan that can fit one car. You know, it's a one car lane. Like, it fits one car, but it is a two-way street. So you kind of have to like move over to the side of the road, or like as far as you can go at least, and hope that the other car can pass, or they can move over somewhere and you can pass them, because two cars do not comfortably fit on one road. Whatever. I have a vehicle to get me to the next town over, because if I want anything other than a grocery store, I need to go to a different town. It's more of, I have the car and I bought it off my predecessor more for just life functionality, and I got it. And now that I have a car, I can go furniture shopping and maybe feel settled in. And I got my internet about 2 weeks ago, so I can start posting videos again. Slowly, I am making progress. I am here. I have internet. I am hopefully going to get the rest of my life sorted soon. And yeah, I can get back onto like a regular schedule and some sort of routine and habit, because I'm still kind of just like floating in limbo and I don't really know, you know, life and stuff. And yeah, I will be filming more stuff, and I just kind of wanted to make a quick video that, you know, settling in and getting into a routine has been a very slow and long process that still isn't even really there. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested to see more of my Japanese shenanigans, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next video, which hopefully will be soon. I got my internet, and then the next week my computer almost died. Yep, so as long as those two things stay in order, there should be another video very soon. And yeah, I'll see you then. Hey, I'm Meggie Kay, and in a couple of days I will be moving to Japan. And I thought I would share some of my thoughts and like this mental process I've been going through over the last week